Hello people, we're gonna be looking at US 500 today. I'm gonna be drawing my levels and explaining the levels I have already marked. We have this level of resistance. I'm looking at the 4 hour first. When I start on the 4 hour on the US 500. Today is 29th of June and we are 20 minutes with the stock market open, right? The stock market opens at 9:30 New York time. It's 9:56, 5 minutes to 10. So in around, sorry, 3 minutes to 10 now. In around 3 minutes, we will have a 4 hour closure. And what I was waiting for is this 4 hour that really tapped this level of resistance and at 74.33. What I was expecting is this 4 hour candle to close above this level if I were to be looking for buys, right? Because I'm looking left, we don't have that much traffic here to the left on all this square, and I was also looking at this gap. So I was trying to place a TP at around this level or at around this level. But for that, I would have waited for this candle to close above and then to have a bottom wick. And after that bottom wick, putting buy stops to that level of 74.6 or 74.8, right? That was what I was expecting. That's what I was expecting for this 4 hour candle. However, I was also looking at this 15-minute time frame. Looking at the 15-minute time frame, what I'm seeing is that the US stock market has been able to create new highs in all these pairs, right? From ES to US 100, like NQ, and also in Dow Jones. We've created all these new highs, and hear me out. Whenever we create all these highs, we're able to create all these highs on the US stock market. But oil is not being able to do that exact same thing, like creating those same highs, like being able to create highs, new highs. So oil is not being able to create new highs. As we see here, we have a lower high and we haven't been able to create new highs. Whenever we have this setup, I would sell or I would be looking for shorts on ES, right? Because ES is what I mostly trade, what I like to trade mostly, but this applies to NQ and Dow Jones, right? However, when we have Microsoft and Nvidia capping bullish, having a bullish cap on the NYSE open at 9:30, New York open at 9:30, stocks open at 9:30, and we have gaps in Nvidia and in Microsoft. Here on Nvidia, we also have a gap because previous candle was here and 9:30 opens here, right? If you see down, and 9:30 opens here, right? So that's a gap, a bullish gap in both stocks. In this case, I'm gonna be bullish on US 500, right? But we have these two confluences. That is that oil hasn't been able to create new highs. So I was waiting just for that 4 hour candle to close. In 22 seconds, we're gonna close with that level. If we really close bearish, like below here, we could take sales at around these areas, because I'm looking at this bottom wick, and in that blue square, if we close bearish on this 4 hour, we could look to take sales, or we could expect this 4 hour to break previous low and have volume until this level of 33.90, which I'm gonna be marking, right? So these are my two levels. I'm gonna be looking at 33, 7,390. I'm gonna be marking that level because I want to break previous low. If price can break previous low and tap 73.90, I'm gonna be looking to short at around these levels, right? Around these levels, I'm gonna be looking to place a short position. But for that, we need to really have volume until there and break this previous low, right? Previous to 8:30, what I was looking at, it was this swing high and this swing low to the left. What we did was running first that swing high, and then we run the swing low. We had some volume there, and we are trying to get out of this range. But what I've said, what I want to take is at around these levels, right? At around this traffic we have to the left, I would like to take a mirror of that in a wave cells, right? Coming down. but I need to see a really clean push down, right? No blink, clean push like this, clean push like this, then a retracement, leaving a bottom wick. Probably next candle would open. Next candle will open and goes straight to break that level, right? That's my entry. I will be entry. My entry would be placing. I will place my entry there on that break of the lows, and I would anticipate to have a price running until that level. But it needs to be like in a blink of an eye, real quick. I want to see like a glitch before getting in, and if I see that glitch and I see that volume, I would enter on shorts, and my target would be sitting around this level, which is 33.81. 33.81 would be my level here, 33.81. And that would be a trade I would take. But as we are getting more deep into NYSE session, I am not really looking at this volume right now, right? I just need to wait because I don't have that. Wow, 6 minutes. I'm gonna leave this video here. I don't want to do no cuts. Yes, post this video like that. Understanding the correlations in the market between the US stock market and UK oil. This is the pair I have here. Because I'm not doing this with Brent or any other, I'm looking at UK oil and futures of ES, NQ, and Dow Jones. I'm also looking at those. And that's a correlation I've studied and I apply. So technically, as I'm seeing that this is not able to create new highs, I am not able right now for much bullish gaps I have in Microsoft and Nvidia and higher highs in US 500 or in ES. I am not able to place buys because oil hasn't created a new high yet. Well, with tap here, we've made this tap how I mentioned. We look at the smaller time frame, we really came pretty fast to this box I draw. And now we're having a pullback, which was exactly what I wanted to see. I'm looking at this wick we have to the left, right? This bottom wick. And we came here, now we're having a pullback. What I'm waiting now, looking here at the 5, is to re-break this low. Whenever we have the re-break of the low, I would wait for the re-break and then the second pullback, and then after that second pullback, when we re-break new low, I'm gonna enter on sales, right? I'm gonna get rid of this one because now break the low, just wait for a pullback. If we have a pullback, I'm gonna enter on sales. Now on the break of current low, this is my sell stop, right? Simple as that. My level of my TP level basically is gonna be the wick fill here for this for a total of 50 pips, and my stops are gonna be placed on the flip. My stops are gonna be placed on the flip. My TP is down here, right? Okay, stops are break even right now, and I'm gonna close full manually. He's just pretty quick, but pretty good trade here. Let's see if we would break that level or stay here on break even. We could have tap TP, I reckon. Yeah, that would be TP smacked. I secured before. And how much did I do there? This was a total of 25 pips.